This is just how my mind works. Just so you understand, this is probably going to be the first video that I upload to this channel. Gives you an insight of just how I think. I think about things in terms of what is the genesis of this behavior and this way of thinking. And I try to break it down by removing all of what I call the human crap, all the things that we learn from our environment, things that we come to believe. A lot of times that's not the truth and reality of why we do what we do and why we think the way we think. A lot of times it's very simple, or sometimes it just has to do with our survival and the survival of our species. And this is just the kind of shit that I think about on a regular basis. I don't know why. So a lot of things that I will be talking about with our behavior and our ways of thinking, I think about where did that way of thinking come from? Where did it originate? Why do we have this type of behavior? And I believe that humans, as I probably said on the intro to this channel, we are particularly, we're mainly driven by instinct and emotion. And a lot of things that we believe come from our environment. And when I say environment, I mean our immediate environment and our extended environment. Immediate environment, I mean like people that we're around, particularly in our formative years, our adolescence, like our parents, siblings, friends, people in our immediate neighborhood. And extended environment, I mean like people we encounter, groups and people we encounter when watching things like TV and internet. Sometimes we identify with these people that may not have been anything that we knew in our environment. That could be some completely different takes and types of people, but for whatever reason we resonate with these people, and we can kind of take on the thoughts and feelings of the people of this new environment. But either way, I feel that the things that we think and what we think that makes sense and logical is primarily going to be a result of things that we learn from our environment. A lot of things I feel we don't run through our own logical, linear thought processes. Yeah. And a lot of times we can just kind of come to accept what we've learned from other people. And I don't feel that this means that we are stupid. I just think this is a very natural human thing. And I think that it's necessary in some ways, because who really has the time for each and every subject to actually find and take in information and actually think about it and form an opinion? Because we have things that we worry about. We have to go to work. We have to find food, shelter, water. We have people in our lives that we are concerned with, that we care about. We have a lot of things to think about. We really, if you think about it, don't have time to really consider all the possible information for every given subject and form our own opinion. So I think it's a very natural thing to do. To say that it's dumb that we're like this would be like a cat saying to, this other cat is stupid because he licks itself to clean its fur when he could just use some type of running water. He's just being a cat. It's not dumb, So when I say this kind of things, it's not to imply that we as humans are dumb. I think this is human nature. Ultimately, my main point, my main goal is for us to understand our nature, to understand that a lot of things that we do and think are influenced by our environment. And we have come to accept a lot of concepts that we may not have actually considered them on our own, right? And it's just really important that we know thyself. So for many reasons, one, because it's harder for you to be manipulated when you understand how you operate, how you think, how you draw conclusions. Because if other people understand how you think and you don't, they will always have an advantage, and they will be able to get you to do whatever it is they need you to do, or believe whatever it is they need you to believe. And it could be for their own selfish reasons. I will make a lot of analogies when I talk to poker. It's been a great deal of my adult life in the world of poker. And I think I was drawn to the game because of the psychological aspect of it. The game's about people more than it is about cards and chips and money. I think poker in a lot of ways is a microcosm of life. So I typically use a lot of analogies that deal with poker. But I say that to say, if you're sitting at the poker table and your opponent understands how you think, understands why you do certain things, and you're not aware of it, they can use this information for their own benefit and ultimately to your detriment. So that's why I feel it's so important that we understand ourselves, know thyself.